10 questionable people on 90 Day Fiance. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Film Discover. Ever since 90 Day Fiance taught us what the visa process is like for foreigners looking to marry Americans, it has opened the door to a colorful assortment of personality types that are just the worst. Like, literally the worst. Whether we're watching the original show or one of its spin-offs like Before the 90 Days or Happily Ever After, we can't help but bite our lips in quiet frustration at the parade of horrible people allowed on the television show. Seriously, is that a requirement to be on the show? Do TLC producers just ask participants if they're terrible human beings, and if they say yes, they get mic'd and powdered? Because it certainly feels that way, and honestly, after watching so many episodes, we have a lot we need to get off our chests. So today, we are going to present to you 10 most questionable people on the 90 Day Fiance show. Paul. Before the 90 days. Right out the gate, Paul was a strange individual. Although he said he was madly in love with his girlfriend Karine, who lived in Brazil, he had zero interest in learning Portuguese. Like, not even a few phrases, and then treated her country like it was an apocalyptic war zone by bringing 3 trunks full of survivor gear and attempting to swim in a river in a ridiculous condom suit. Okay, so by now you could tell something wasn't quite right with Paul, from the way he obsessed over germs to the way he forced Karine to be tested for STDs and take a pregnancy test. To make matters worse, in the end it turned out he was the one who couldn't be trusted. After he confessed to having a criminal past to Karine, he then tried to make himself look like a victim by running into the woods and screaming how he wasn't worthy for anyone to love him. Mark. Season 3. When a significantly older man decides to wed a 19-year-old Filipino wife, is it really all that surprising when they turn out to be kind of a douche? Mark, who has 3 adult children the same age as his teen wife Nikki, would often treat her like she was one of his children. Even creepier was that he was always comparing her to his first wife, who was also a Filipina, as if he upgraded his older model to a newer one. He was also super controlling, forced his wife to sign a prenup, and told her that he didn't want to give her children. It was always about what Mark wanted and never about what Nikki wanted. Anfisa, Season 4, Happily Ever After. Unlike other foreign spouses on 90 Day Fiance, Anfisa didn't try to pretend like she wasn't after a green card from a rich American husband. From the get-go, she was pretty candid about her intentions, which initially made her a bit of a fan favorite. However, as the series went on, it was getting pretty hard to ignore her crazy antics and violent behavior. Let's see, where should we start? She keyed the word idiot into her husband Jorge's car, hacked his email, kicked him out of his own apartment. Should we go on? Anfisa gets what Anfisa wants, and that's just how it is. Jorge, Season 4, Happily Ever After. And speaking of Anfisa, her husband is equally terrible. His awfulness is a bit more low-key, which is why it goes unnoticed. But trust us, they're equally the worst. First of all, he lied to Anfisa to get her to America by exaggerating his wealth. He even picked her up from the airport in a luxury car that was rented to continue the facade. The reality was that he was actually in debt and had a non-violent criminal past. When Anfisa found out, he was pretty much unsympathetic with the fact that he had been lying to her for months. Sure, he acts like a victim, but Jorge is spineless, and worst of all, shallow, like a kid's swimming pool. Emily and Sasha, Season 7. A fairly recent couple, what makes them so cringeworthy is the tension between Sasha and Emily's sister Betsy. You see, Sasha has had children with 2 other women before meeting Emily, and with Emily, this is baby number 3. Emily will also be Sasha's 3rd wife, but Betsy is wary of a man who gets women pregnant before he marries them, seeing it as a pattern. Evelyn, Season 5. Sweet Evelyn is a singer/songwriter who loves her family and sings in a Christian band. Sure, she's only 18 years old, and yeah, she's a little naive, but she's not evil. Or so we thought. Evelyn's true colors emerged during a conversation with her best friend, who had perfectly acceptable criticisms about Evelyn's 10-year age gap with her fiancé, David. Have you ever been in love? Evelyn smugly asked her pal. In fact, Evelyn always has the same self-righteous permanent grin plastered across her face. Honestly, her smugness rivals the Duggars, but she doesn't become the worst until she talks about wedding plans with David. David tells her that his friends don't want to spend $100 on tuxedos since they already have to pay $1,000 to fly to the wedding from Spain. But because the world revolves around Evelyn, she rudely tells him that if they can't get the tuxedos, they can't be at the wedding. David tells her that in Spain, weddings are more laid back and that she should be more accepting of his culture. She responds, "One little fun fact is that we're getting married in America." Wow, isn't egoism a sin? Ashley and Jay, liar, liar, pants on fire. Ashley and Jay are now known as the fakest couple of the series. Jay has been accused of cheating, stealing money, and all sorts of other wild things. Ashley has been accused of faking an illness, lying about the custody of her kids, and her overall relationship with Jay. They routinely ticked off a lot of viewers, and no one could keep track of their story or any of the timelines they were peddling. The couple eventually broke up, or didn't. We don't actually know at this point. Larry, before the 90 days. You know someone's the worst when just the mere sight of them makes you want to throw things at the TV, which is how we feel every time we see Larry and his arsenal of dumb hats. At first, Larry seemed like the typical guy that appears on these shows. Awkward, bad at relationships, and desperate. But when Larry flew to the Philippines to meet his girlfriend Jenny, he acted like, to be frank, a dumb American. It all started when Jenny's family prepared dinner for him. Roasted pork, which in the Philippines is very expensive to prepare. Larry, looking completely disgusted, wanted nothing to do with the food, and didn't even pretend to like it, and was just flat out rude. Screw you, Larry, and your roasted pork. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.